Hello everyone, welcome to the FOGS Queenslander Podcast review of Origin 3. I'm Mark Braybrook, joined by Trevor Gillmeister and Matt Gillett. Gentlemen, good morning.
G'day, Mark.
It's not a good morning at all.
How are you? How are you feeling, Matt?
Obviously as a Queenslander and a fan of the game and past play, very disappointing obviously in the result, but you can't. A few incidents last night, but the Blues they got away to a good start, and I thought our sort of boys, the first 8 minutes were pretty dominant. Yep. We had a great kicking game. We were fired up with our defence, kicking in the corners, making them come out of trouble. And then bloody Moses was just booting the ball down into the in goal. And again, as a Queenslander supporter and fan, mate, it's just disappointing at the cauldron here in Suncorp. But life goes on, and we'll get through it and.
You ready for next year?
Recess for next year, mate.
Yeah, I mean, you're very good, Gillett. I'm a bit shitty about, a couple of decisions. I thought, the Bostock touch, fair dinkum, with the bunker. Let's get rid of it then if it's not, it's it's the biggest games of the three biggest games of the year. You got to get that shit right. That's. And the NRL's come out and we got it wrong. Like, fair, how many looks do you need to have it? At it. Everyone could tell at the game or on the TV as well. There was a touch, And Gillo's right. New South Wales were fairly dominant, especially they had more ball in the first 30 minutes of the game. They had not all the ball, but in good parts of the field. Yeah. And I thought, that we defensively, we were a little bit lacking, a little bit area, but we used up a lot of gas. So, as you said, the kicking game of New South Wales was superb, and it was in the second and the second game and the first game as well. But it didn't affect us as much. No. But I just think, those couple of clangers. Yeah. And I see Harry Grant was blowing up because of the markers where side by side, and that goes on, but you got to adapt on those situations when the referee's not policing the rules.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting too. Game one, Queensland started really well.
Yeah.
And got beaten. Game two, New South Wales started really well and got beaten. I was worried that first 10 minutes, Queensland starting really well. Yeah. And then New South Wales, Nathan Cleary just stood up and, 12-0 and then 18-0 in any game is hard to chase. Although the modern game is a bit easier. Yeah. But chasing points in Origin is not something you really want to be doing, is it?
No way in the world. Because as I said, the second game... obviously blew me away with the points. Then 68 points scored in the Origin game. Blew my mind. I never thought that was going to happen, but we knew it was going to be a tighter game this time around. But just I don't know. Like if we got off to a good start, which I said previously, I thought we would have got a New South Wales head, but it was complete reverse as you just said. So I'm kind of. But you got to deal with that because Origins. Sometimes a lot of it's out of your control. A lot of times in club footy, you can change things fairly quickly. But in Origin, mate, if you're in the back foot all the time, or not all the time, but for
there's 15, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You start new things that you haven't practiced for, right?
Well, 100%
right. Chase points.
So
individuals,
and we were a little bit
balls,
fatigued. A couple of balls went on the ground.
Yeah.
That didn't happen in the second game because we were flowing and they didn't have that fluency, did we?
You're a racing man. You love the races, Gilly. Yeah. To me, it was like, and I mentioned this during the call last night. It was New South Wales were two lengths in front, and Queensland just couldn't quite peg them back. Yeah. They always looked like they had the game in their control, New South Wales. And as much as Queensland tried, particularly in that second half, to get back to 18-8, and 8 from 8 for Sammy Walker in game number 2, couldn't buy that extra 2 points last night. Just couldn't quite. It was almost like it was just a little bit too far to go. And New South Wales did well to control the game in that respect.
And as I said, like in Origin games, they talk about moments, what happens in a game. Honestly, so those couple of clangers, mate, fair dinkum. That's game changing.
Well, the 6 to go in the first half that led to the second try.
Even the first 6 to go, you look at the way New South Wales scored their first 2 tries. We got the 6 to go.
Back.
Then we made an error. They come back. They've scored their try. It was on an inside shoulder from Kurt Capewell. And as a back row, Gilly, when you're getting up and you're chasing a half, you're trying to hunt that inside shoulder because they've got to show and go. They can come back on the inside shoulder, but. Again, Capes is probably fatigued, got back a bit too late, and then he's gone, oh, shit, I've got to get to Cleary here, smart player, back on the inside.
Well, you want him to come in the inside shoulder, don't you?
Yeah, that's right, because you sort of, if you're a dominant...
You can nail him.
Yeah. And then the same, the second try, Liam Martin comes on the inside of Munster, and he misses him. It's as a player and an edge defender, you just want to, you don't want to get beaten on the inside, or even in the ruck, but that's what happens with fatigue and everything like that, and... I think a moment there where they scored their try and we've gone down that left-hand side and Cobbo, the pass has gone out in front of Cobbo, he's knocked it and regathered and gone out.
Yeah.
I think if we iced that moment, the game's a bit different. But that pass was just
and then you see
slide off.
That little kick he put in for that try, that regathered, like that was freaky stuff. Mate? Unbelievable. Yeah.
But missed tackles, as you highlighted a couple there. I think it was 50 missed tackles from Queensland. I think over 20 ineffective tackles, 29 missed tackles for New South Wales. So, in aspects of the game and errors, etc., New South Wales played the better footy. And and I'm not, laying blame or anything, but just pointing out little moments in Origin that become big moments. Second half, they get themselves back into the game, Queensland, and sadly, Kurt Capewell loses the ball, I think, the first set after half time.
10 times.
So, and then he loses it again.
Later on.
So those little moments when you're fatigued and you've been defending and you've got to be the next to score are big.
Oh, huge too, mate, especially...
You come out from half time like, we got this, boys, we've won, and then just,
And you just, it's deflating too, like when you're just out to play the ball, and someone just, fluffles the play the ball and
Selwyn dropped it before he even got up.
Yeah, exactly.
On one occasion.
The old sticky spray or whatever it is sometimes, and
wasn't that play on a few weeks ago on one of the NRL games?
Yeah.
Too much ball grip, it's all right.
Yeah. But I don't want to harp on it because New South Wales are the better team.
Yep.
And I said that from the start. But those couple of fluffs that they dodgy calls, mate, fair income, like. They've got to get that stuff right, mate, nowadays, like, especially in our 3 biggest games of the year, And
it takes the crowd out of it too.
Of course it does.
It did take the crowd out of the game last night in that respect. They were. I think one way to look at it, if you were to rank all the players, Queensland and New South Wales, the 18 that New South Wales use and the 17 that Queensland use, I reckon it'd be hard to find a player that you're going to mark down on their traditional performance, New South Wales, whereas Queensland, just a couple of players weren't quite up to the mark. And if you look at it that way, Queensland, New South Wales were the better team. They're the better, across the board, all their 18 players contributed.
Yeah, and, all the talk before the game was, how much flack Laurie Daly was copping. Yeah. But it was all from New South Wales. It wasn't from Queensland. I laugh my head off when that happens in New South Wales, and I lived down there for quite a while, and I remember
kill and eat their own.
100% right. The media in New South Wales, dead set, carve their the coaches especially, and the players too sometimes. It's just quite bizarre.
What did you think, boys? So, the impact players for Queensland just couldn't make an impact. The Hammer didn't get the ball for mine as much as potentially he could. And Kalen Ponga was well contained. And Cam Munster and Sam Walker just didn't seem to gel as well as they did in the first 2 games. Is that something you agree with or not?
Yeah, I think I mentioned before about us going down our left-hand side with Ponga out the back and the Hammer on that left-hand side. And you could just see Crichton. It was just... he was up and he was sort of jamming, so there was a lot of space outside of him. And obviously Hammer, the speed and, the natural talent he's got. I thought we should just test it there a bit more. And obviously Cobbo's on the end of that back line as well. So I think we missed a few opportunities there on our left-hand side. And but again, you can't take away from the way the Blues performed and some of their tries and the boys that stood up through the middle. Big Payne House was outstanding.
Yeah.
I think he was just bouncing off offloads
Cam
for me.
Murray was great for him as well.
Yeah, Cam when he come on.
Yeah.
So just paying those offloads and that second phase footy really puts you on the back foot.
Yeah. Mitch Barnett did his job too.
Yeah. Showed the Broncos fans next year what they can expect. Gilly, Briton Nikora's shot on Tedesco, which ended in HIA, the standing over him, etc. That could have been such a critical Origin moment, but then Queensland concedes a penalty
for the raised elbow.
Following that. But I thought Briton Nikora was close to one of Queensland's best last night.
He played very good, didn't he?
Tough,
and there was a question mark, I don't mind saying,
Yep.
a bit of a question mark where it is, does he slot into the team or does he go into the team? You know what I mean? Yeah, mate, well, he's one of the first picked. I think if you had another game coming up, but yeah, mate, he had a sensational game and I've seen that.
Did
happen.
you let out a little get that India when that collision came? Just quietly.
Oh, I just said fantastic. James Tedesco, what a great player.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and for him to go off too, and you see Kohler went back to fullback there for a little while.
And that gave an opportunity there.
Yes, yeah.
And
so
just couldn't quite
let the ball bounce a couple of times. Yeah. So, I mean.
And he returns it strong too, Kohler, doesn't he?
Yeah, and going back to the first game, I mean, Carlin got, sent off. And obviously that changed our structure out a little bit. Yeah, I just think maybe some of the boys might have thought, that try we scored in the second game was one of the best Origin tries I've ever seen. With Cameron Munster throwing the ball over the top. And Trent Liero scored it, and that was one of the best Origin tries of all time. But I think our blokes might have thought it was just going to happen for us again, because Sammy Walker, Munster together, obviously Carlin Pong, and mate, what an attacking
a lot of
crew.
ad-lib players.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so maybe. And it's hindsight's a lovely thing. But I think they probably thought it was just going to happen for them. But no, that's sitting
in hindsight, and it's sometimes you don't really want to be discussing negatives. And we did talk about it in the preview, Gilly. You weren't here with us. The fact that they only picked two front rowers, Queensland. Yeah. Tino Fasumala-Awi and Tom Flegler. And so put a lot of onus on Trent Liero, who came on early, and no Pat Carrigan, because you boys were suggesting that Pat was the one that was going to be doing those hard yards to replace the front rowers. Tino, I think, played 40-odd minutes, and Tommy Flegler maybe around 30. It just seemed that go forward wasn't there to play off the back of.
Well, obviously when Sammy Walker got the HIA and they threw Walsh out there, I think obviously
shuffle around.
The plan, I think it's been the same plan for Billy all three games to see how they can get Reece on there. But that was his time to get out there, and he looked pretty sharp. Reece, he obviously was pretty threatening there.
The fend was working
which is great.
Right,
so
he did.
It was just obviously Paddy with a bit more oomph through the middle and a bit more momentum would have been nice. But Reece got out there, done his job, and if Plathy wasn't offside and we scored that try, then we're only up behind by 6 and a game on. But it was very good to see.
If buts and maybes. You look back to game one. If Kalen Pong had been sent off last night, wouldn't have been a decider. It would have been a celebration.
And if Bostock's touch was anyway.
That's the way it was. But New South Wales victors in 2026 with a 30 points to 12 win. Let's talk some real positives, though, looking ahead to 2027. Gentlemen, a number of debutants this year for Queensland. Briton Nikora, one of those as well. We've spoken about him. But it must excite you both when you see players like Max Plath, Sammy Walker come into the side. Jojo Fafita, I thought was very good last night as well. And Selwyn came back, given an opportunity, was great throughout the series. To see those young blokes come in that environment and get so close to winning a series bodes well for the future.
It does, mate. It'd be burning for those boys, especially our debutants in their first series, and obviously going down here on your home turf was going to hurt for a while, but that's a bit of fire in the belly for next year, and we know they're capable of it. We've mentioned about our debutants. It's like they've been there for 10 games, so they're right at home in that arena, and you're going to have some boys pushing for those key positions again. Obviously, Tommy did.
He'll be back. I saw him last night in the foyer.
I said him too. I was in the QRL box there for a bit, having a chat to him. He was on edge a bit, but I think he's still a couple of weeks away. But having him back, he's such a competitor. You got Sammy Walker. There's going to be fighting.
And Munster,
positions.
Like a nice little headache for Queensland selectors, isn't
Correct.
it?
Well, and Max Plath is going to play that role that he played this series for the next who knows how many series.
Yeah.
They've found a gem there.
Oh, 100% they have. And as you said, the second game, the combo looked just really slick.
Yep.
We were a bit, stop-start last night. So, I mean, obviously that when they get that combo going, and we all know that just in Origin level, different blokes, just the different combos, just once they've been together for a little while, because the Origin's different to club footy, you know that.
Oh, yeah.
And when you got Wally, when the early days, Mark Murray, Mel Meninga, Gene Miles, Gary Belcher, and all these great
Grew
players.
up together as
well.
well.
100% right. Yeah, Greg Canescu, Greg Dowling, they all played heap of fatty. They all played a heap of games together, and they all say that they just knew their games inside out. You know what I mean? So those combos are really, really important at Origin level, I think.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Suncorp Stadium couldn't help Queensland get over the line. It's become a bit of an issue now, New South Wales winning at Suncorp Stadium. But everyone talks about what a daunting place it is. But the reality is, I think New South Wales players and any player loves coming to Suncorp.
They've said it.
It's the best place.
Yeah.
I was with
Joshy
Reynolds last night doing a bit of Q&As and things like that, and New South Wales players love it. It's a big occasion.
Yeah.
It's the best place to play rugby league in the world, no doubt. So they probably thrive on it. They look forward to it, even though they get the booze and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you just got to go out and play your game.
See, the thing is too now, everyone's so nice and quiet and not, and do the right thing and not throwing cans on the field and stuff like that anymore, like they used to.
And we allow the Blatchies Blues to sit in the one spot and all that.
We'll have
sort
to
of
have a chat.
That's a bit. That's a bit of a G.
It was New South Wales
Check their bags on the way
in 2026. I reckon there should be rules in place for 2027. Right, one, that the bookies should be banned from making Queensland favourite, and two,
never helps.
There has to be some sort of drama in the lead up to each and every game for Queensland. Nothing happened this week. I mean, Andrew McCulloch, another one of your FOG mates, he was very concerned. He was very concerned on Saturday night at the Broncos game that Queensland were favourites, New South Wales were having dramas off the field, and no one was talking about anything to do with Queensland.
What do you think?
We'll have to do something next year, Gil, me and you.
Is that
go plot a little?
That's not an unreasonable request. Queensland seemed to thrive best when under the pump.
Yeah. Just another little thing too, the eligibility rules. It favours New South Wales when you think about it.
Well, Briton Nikora.
Yeah. They got
Fanua Blake.
Fanua Blake.
Payno.
Victor the Inflictor.
There's a few more I can tell you.
Crichton.
Crichton as an England player.
No.
Stephen
Crichton.
Stephen Crichton. Sorry.
Tonga.
Liam Martin might be some background there.
There's a couple more. So it favours New South Wales more so than Queensland. I can tell you.
Righto, Gillett.
Just more numbers to choose from.
Righto, we'll put that in the notebook for next year.
They got more than numbers than we have anyway. So what are they changing the rules again for? Fair dinkum. Arthur Beecham would be turning in his grave.
We've got 10 months to wait now for 2027, and it'll be interesting to see what happens between now and then. And as you guys know, once Origin's over, the downhill run to the semi-finals is super quick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before you know it, we'll be at the playoffs. Whether the Broncos are involved remains to be seen. Maybe the team for Queenslanders to follow this year at semi-final playoff time might be the Dolphins in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
Going good, aren't they?
They're going really good.
Even without their Origin players that have performed in one game. So
Isaiah Katoa will be back at the right time for them as well.
As I said, with everything, right? You need luck with the injuries, right? Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about it. They had the last couple of years when they first come in, had a terrible run with injuries. Yeah. This year,
missing their forward pack, weren't they?
Well, Katoa's hurt his wrist,
but he'll be back. Freshened up at the right time of the year.
But basically, he was the only one, out, for a fair length of time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, before you know it, it'll be the end of the season, the off-season, and we'll be talking about Origin 2027 again.
And you'll be out put your budgie sprinklers on.
Still wearing them.
That shan't be happening. That shan't be happening, I'll tell you that.
We're getting some FOGS one, actually.
Some FOGS budgie. There you go.
There we go.
There you go. There's an idea. He's an ideas man, Gillett. That's why he's here. That's it for 2026. Origin is done and dusted. New South Wales, the better team in game number 3 with a 30 points to 12 win. On behalf of our contributors throughout this year, Gilly's back for the final performance. Gillo's been here, Moses Mbai. We've also had Gerald Yayi, the king, of course, Mick Hancock as well. We thank all them.
Angry Mick.
He was. Anyway, we thank them all for their contribution throughout this Origin series. It's a wonderful time of year. We've got 10 months to wait. We've got some wonderful interviews coming up on our channel, the FOGS Queenslander Podcast. Stand by for that. Fatty is one of those.
Yes,
Robbie O. Davis, Gary Larson is in there. Whole heap coming up. So look forward to that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you won't miss any of our interviews coming up over the next couple of months. Thanks very much for your company. Bye for now. Thanks for watching this episode of the FOGS Queenslander Podcast. If there's a FOG you want to hear from, leave a comment to let us know. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos.